ZBA 2009-10. The hearing is now open, and we call upon the petitioner to present their case. You can come up to the microphone, sir. Please state your name, spell your last name.
Timothy Opal, O-P-A-L, general contractor on the project.
Okay. Please tell us what you're seeking.
I'm seeking to get relief on having the two parking spaces behind the building, so we can open up an outside dining area. We're going to put up an 8-foot fence, cinder block wall, a little coverage, so we can add 6 more tables and I believe 24 more customers. And there seems to be a need for outside dining in the town because people like to be outside during the summertime, so we would like to have that available to them.
Any questions for the petitioner? Any Go ahead.
According to this diagram, you're building this out of cement blocks with a roof over it?
Yes, there's an 8-foot fence and then it'll be a 10-foot just roof over it. We're trying to do some other designs, but he wants to hang like grapevines and candy bottles and some rubber cheeses or something up there.
And the fence is cement blocks?
Yes, it is, sir.
With a foundation?
Yes, it is, sir. 20 by 20 inches deep, 20 inches wide foundation.
So you're not an open air beer garden, you're talking about adding to the building?
No, it's not. Well, I guess it would be like a permanent structure, but we want something that would protect the tables and the chairs and all that from night, whatever thieves or whatever. We want to keep it at least high enough so nobody can get in and strong enough. He wants to paint it and do designs on the inside and have some like broken brick pattern. Plus he's putting some paver blocks down on the ground. So he's trying to make it like a little Italian, like rustic Italian look. What he's going for.
Mr. Boyle, regarding the foundation, does 20 inches meet code and is that deep enough that it's below frost line?
We didn't evaluate this diagram for construction purposes at this time. We looked at it, we were looking for the general design and appearance. We'll evaluate it after it was decided on one way or another. If it has to be a deeper or broader foundation, we'll evaluate at that time and require them to make that adjustment.
Thank you.
What about sidewalls and roof area and so forth? How does that work out for a beer garden?
There's nothing to prohibit them from having a roof over the top of it. It cannot connect, it cannot enclose it, including with any sort of screening. Because the second they do any sort of enclosing of it, including if they just put screening around all the inside walls, they've created an enclosed space that is an expansion of the building, and that would be beyond the scope of what they're looking for here. And that would change what they've pursued and would probably be in violation of zoning. So they will not be able to screen that. That's not what they've asked for. They've not asked for an enclosure, but there's nothing in their rules that I can think of off the top of my head that prohibit you from creating a block construction fence. And as long as they make sure they've got a gap in the end of that structure, I had asked Tim when he supplied it, the end face of the roof structure is also going to be open so that there will be substantial open space, and they were stressed, it cannot be enclosed. Otherwise, you've changed it.
So what's going to be the amount of the open space between the top of the
2
fence?
feet. It's a 10-foot, he wants to go 10 feet, then start the roof. The wall go 8 feet, have a 2-foot opening all the way around. He's looking roughly at maybe a 412 pitch or something like that on the pitch of the roof. So that'll be an additional, because it's 22 feet, about an extra additional 4 feet up. So in the front, it'll be 6 foot open. If you look at it from the alley side, it'll be 6 foot open. Okay. From the back, it'll be up to the building probably, just within maybe 5-6 inches. Because we're going to put some storage cabinets over there. So for storing whatever, catering stuff or whatever he needs for the outside beer garden.
Thank you. Any questions from any members of the zoning board? If not, would anyone care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. Based on the submitted petition and the testimony presented, the zoning board of appeals recommends approval of the variation to reduce the number of off-street parking places to 0 for the restaurant located at 7636 Madison Street, associated with ZBA 2009 subject to the following conditions. 1, the proposed development of the beer garden outdoor dining area shall be in substantial compliance with the plan label ZBA 2009-10, 7636 Madison Street. Except as modified by the zoning variation granted herein, all construction shall comply with the building and zoning codes of the Village of Forest Park and shall require approval by the Department of Public Health and Safety. 3, no building permits and no certificate of occupancy for the subject property shall be issued by the Department of Public Health and Safety to the owner unless all debts owed to the Village of Forest Park by the owner have been paid in full prior to the issuance of such permits or certificate. Any violation of the above conditions will result in a violation of the village codes of the Village of Forest Park, and the owner shall be subject to fine for each day said variation exists. The variation shall be valid for 1 year after its passage and approval, unless a building permit has been issued. The variation shall expire and cease to be of any force or effect if any use associated with said variation is removed and not replaced within 6 months after such removal.
Richard makes the motion. Is there a second to his motion?
Second.
Patrick seconds. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, will the gentleman secretary please take the vote?
Al Buckles,
Aye.
Friday,
Yes.
Tanya,
Yes.
Jack, no.
Yes.
Paul, no. Simmer,
Yes. Sir, your petition has been approved by the zoning board of appeals.